This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
I want to tell you a story that sounds like it was written for a Hollywood movie, but I promise you, it's 100% real. And it all begins with a pretty confusing moment right inside a delivery room. So just picture it for a second. You've got a nurse in a busy delivery room. 2 babies have just been born from the very same mother. And she looks down at them and then quietly turns to the doctor and whispers, Are we sure there wasn't some kind of mix-up here?
And this isn't just a hypothetical scenario. This actually happened. We're in Gloucester, England, back in January 1997 at the birth of the Aylmer twins, Lucy and Maria.
Now that moment was really just the beginning of a life where these 2 sisters, born at the exact same time, would look to the rest of the world like they came from 2 completely different families. I mean, the differences were just so incredibly stark. You have Lucy with her fair skin, straight red hair, and bright blue eyes. And then you have her twin, Maria, with darker skin, curly black hair, and brown eyes. They've got the same mom, the same dad, the same birthday. But just by looking at them, you'd think they were from opposite ends of the earth. And as you can imagine, growing up was tough. They were constantly hit with these hurtful questions and just total disbelief. People wouldn't even ask. They just stated as a fact, there's no way you're sisters. Can you imagine having to defend your own family to complete strangers day after day?
It actually got so bad that a lot of the time they had to carry their birth certificates with them, literally to pull out and show to people just to stop an argument. Think about that for a second. The emotional toll of having to constantly prove that your own sister is in fact your sister.
So of course, this incredible story brings up one massive question. How on earth is something like this even possible? Well, let's get into the science of it all.
So yeah, how did this happen?
Well, the answer really starts with understanding that Lucy and Maria are non-identical twins. You might also know them as fraternal twins. So unlike identical twins who come from one single egg that splits in 2, non-identical twins come from 2 separate eggs, and each one is fertilized by a different sperm. Genetically speaking, they're no more alike than any other brother and sister. They just happen to be born at the same time.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. This is like the ultimate genetic lottery. Their mother has a mixed heritage background. She's half Jamaican, and their father is white. So between them, they've got this wide range of genes for different skin tones, hair colors, you name it. And because Lucy and Maria came from 2 separate eggs, each one got a totally unique and random combination of those genes. It's kind of like each baby was a roll of the genetic dice. One twin just happened to get the genes for lighter features, and the other got the genes for darker features. It's a 1 in a million chance, but it's absolutely possible.
So what we end up with is a result that visually is just shocking. It almost seems impossible. But when you look at it from a scientific point of view, it's perfectly logical. It makes complete sense.
But, the science is really only half the story here. The most important lesson isn't just about genetics. It's about what their incredible lives can teach all of us. Despite how different they looked on the outside, and even though they chose completely different career paths, with Lucy going into art and Maria into law, their bond as sisters never, ever broke. In fact, you could say their differences actually became their message to the world.
Their story really forces us to look in the mirror, doesn't it? It just goes to show how incredibly fast we are to judge people based on how they look. We see one picture, one snapshot, and we think we know the whole story. We're so quick to try and stuff people into these neat little boxes before we even get to know them. But what Lucy and Maria prove is that human diversity isn't some mistake. It's intentional and it's beautiful.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? I think maybe, just maybe, the Aylmer sisters' story exists to teach every single one of us something really simple, but also incredibly important.
And that lesson is this: don't be so quick to judge, because the person, the story, the truth that's right in front of you is always, always so much deeper than what your eyes can see.